Hi everyone, this is Culture Mapping and your hosts, Konstantin, that's obviously me, and Anastasia.
Hi, in this podcast inspired by the book Culture Map, we are interviewing people from various backgrounds to learn more about their culture and their life, and their businesses.
Talking about businesses, Anastasia and I were both entrepreneurs. I am a co-founder of content production company Storm, and Anastasia is a co-founder of Movingo, relocation platform. And Culture Mapping is our own way to reflect on how to live a global life in such a fragmented world. Hi everyone, yes, this is Culture Mapping, as you already know, and this is the last episode of the first season. And to be honest, I'm super nervous and super grateful at the same time. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, our listeners, for being here for us, for commenting, for leaving your reviews, for reaching out and sharing your thoughts. It's been quite a journey, and I mean literally as well, because I'm still in France recording this on my phone, and the interview you would listen is the one that Anastasia recorded without me, but with an amazing guest. And before the interview, I would just remind you about the sponsor of this season. Without this sponsor, we would not be able to, record everything and do this podcast. So shout out to Flower Wow. As hydrangea season blooms, there is no better time to express your feelings with these stunning flowers ordered from Flower Wow app. Hydrangeas are more than just beautiful. They carry a rich tapestry of meanings across cultures. Whether it's heartfelt emotion, gratitude, or understanding, these flowers speak volumes. In Japan, they symbolize apology and sincere emotion, while in Korea, they represent resilience. By choosing the right color, like pink for love or blue for forgiveness, you can convey your deepest sentiments. With Flower Wow, you always receive a photo of your order for approval before it is sent out, ensuring your gift is just right. Plus, you can add a personalized card with your heartfelt message for free. Celebrate the language of flowers and touch the hearts of those you love with Flower Wow today. Download Flower Wow app through the link in the description notes. And do not forget to use the promo code CULTURE, it's CULTURE, to get 15% discount on any order. Thank you everyone, have a great listen, have a great time, and thanks for the first season we've spent together.
Hi, Ghita. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, Nastya, and thank you for the opportunity. I will say first that I really love the initiative. I really love the idea behind.
Amazing. Thank you very much for your sweet words. And usually the first question we ask here is, can you please introduce yourself as you normally do?
Yes. So my name is Ghita Bahmad. I am born in Morocco, but I was raised in Canada. I lived the last 22 years in Canada, and I moved to Dubai. So the last 4 years I was in Dubai, but the biggest part of my life I spent it in Canada. I also lived in France. So my parents are adventurers who just decided to bring me and my little brother everywhere. And it was such a nice experience, very enriching. I am a food engineer by training. Food has always been my passion. So I studied food engineering in Canada, and I'm an entrepreneur in Dubai. I decided to start my own business 2 years ago in Dubai in food engineering as well. I'm the CEO and founder of the company The Food Engine. We are an aeroponic tech company. We like to say that we grow our own vegetables. We help others to do it, and we educate about it. So food and agriculture is very important for me, very important for the business, and I think that it's very important for the world. But we are just putting the light in it and trying to make our part to bring value in the UAE first, but also in the whole world.
I have straight away so many questions to you. So first will be I think these days everyone knows who is software engineer, but who is food engineer?
That's a very good question because, food engineer, and this is maybe the question that everyone asks me when I say I'm a food engineer, because it's rare, but there is a food engineer behind everything we eat. but we are just dissimulated in this world, I think, because when you take a bottle of water, there is a food engineer who thought about the packaging of it. When you grab a Kit Kat, there is a food engineer behind it. When you eat anything, there is a food engineer behind, but we are just dissimulated in this world. So a food engineer is a blend of a chemical engineer, a mechanical engineer, and an industrial engineer. So what we learn in the university in the 4 years of food engineering is first how to make food safe through the manufacturing processes, how to make it taste good, because at the end of the day, we are selling flavors and colors. So how to improve the taste and how to manufacture it faster, I will say, because we are in a world where it's important to be fast, where it's important to produce more. So this is the job of a food engineer. In the food engineering, and the reason why I choose this career path as well is that the human is very central, because before producing something, you need to understand the anatomy of the body. You need to understand how it will react in the human body. Then you need to make it, you need to make sure that the microbiology of the product as well is respected, because food has a shelf life. So the expiry date is very important, not like a plastic product or oil and gas. Yeah, this is why I was really attracted by that, and this is what a food engineering. We were 6 in my promotion, so imagine how people don't even know about this career path. 6 compared to chemical engineering, they were like 200 students. We are also a lot in demand. I didn't found it hard at all to find a job, because job is everywhere when you are a food engineer. You can work in the dairy company, you can work in ice cream company, you can work in biscuit company, you can work in mayonnaise company. So there is a lot of job for food engineers, I will say.
Okay, I see. So another question, when you were saying about that, okay, I've chosen this career path, I remember it like myself, let's say when I was graduating from school, or like just last years of school, when I needed to decide what I want to do in the future. And I compare myself nowadays to myself that time. And honestly, I realized that I didn't know that there are like so many opportunities. We were kind of not presenting them. Like I knew some very like classic occupations, like, I don't know, doctor, journalist, someone, and something like, I don't know, like a PR manager or food engineer would never like just pop up on my mind. I just couldn't imagine this. Like what was the first time when you first got in touch with this industry, and how did you find this fascination with food engineering?
I was very lucky because the program existed here in Canada, in one of the biggest university in Quebec called University Laval. This is where I studied. So the program was already exist, which is not the case in many other countries. My dad is an engineer. My uncles are engineers. So I was very close to the engineering world, I will say. And I was good in like mathematics, physics, chemicals. But I didn't want to do like electrical engineering or mechanical engineering like my dad, because I was not attracted to that. Food was very central in my life. I'm from Morocco. In Morocco, food is very important for our gathering and our culture. The Moroccan cuisine there is a lot of variety in it. It's known worldwide. So the food was very central in my life since I was young. So when I heard food and engineering in the same sentence, I was like, for sure, this is what I'm going to do. For sure, this is what I'm going to do. So it was not, it was clear for me, and I really enjoyed it. My 4 years of university was amazing. I learned a lot. It was clear that it was what I was going to do. And just to tell you, in the first year, you can choose an internship. And I knew there was a company near to my house. They are producing juice and beverages for the whole North America. I saw this company and I was like, this is where I want to work. And they took me for my first internship. I came back to the second internship and I spent 10 years in this company. So yeah, I'm grateful and I was lucky because my passion, I was able to learn about it and to live it fully in Canada. Because again, in Canada, manufacturing and food manufacturing is very important, very central in the culture. So I was from Morocco, where the food is central, and in Canada, where the manufacturing of the food is central. Yeah, that was my destiny, Nastya. There was no doubt about it.
This whole thing you've mentioned several times, that food in American culture is central. Does it bring anything like extra into engineering, that you have this kind of, I don't know, very like warm, maybe even a little bit nostalgic feeling about that? Like, does it change the approach?
Absolutely. I will say, for me, all my uncles and aunts were food engineer without knowing it, because they were making some chemical reaction in their preparation process without knowing it. And after, when I studied, I went to my aunt. She was like 65 years old, doing this mkharqa, which is a Moroccan sweet. And I told her, like, this is one of the reaction that we studied. You know that you were doing that? And she was like, no, but it's very important to keep the temperature to 65 degrees. I was like, this is food engineering.
You've spent 22 years in Canada and 4 years now in Dubai, and also you've lived in France. So how do you identify yourself? Do you think like you're more Canadian or you're like more Moroccan?
I like to say that I'm a citizen of the world, really. But one thing that I learned in Dubai that I'm very grateful to is that I learned how to define more my values and my identity. So an identity for me, you have a spiritual identity, you have cultural identity, and you have a land who you feel that you belong more to. This is for me. So I will say that spiritually, I am an Arab Muslim woman. This is clear for me, and this is why also in Dubai I thrive and I feel that I belong to this country. For the mother tongue, I feel that I'm more French, because in Morocco I learned to speak French, and living in France as well, French was is my mother tongue. And I think that I define Canada as my motherland, because every year I feel the need to go back to Canada and just spend some time in the mountains, spend some time in the nature. So this is how I define myself. There is different components. My mother tongue is French. My motherland is Canada. My spiritual being is Arab Muslim woman, and my culture is Moroccan. So yeah, this is the rainbow that I am.
One of our guests, Alex Warren, he's from the UK, and he actually owns a lovely rare books shop at Al Shirkal Avenue, my favorite one, like a little advertisement. So he was our first guest at Culture Mapping podcast, and he used such term like Britishness, and he said like, okay, let's say the pure Britishness is this and that. So with you, maybe we can talk about like two things, like Moroccanness and Canadianness, because you said you're like culturally feel Canadian. So what is, let's start with the Moroccanness, like describe, let's say, maybe several traits of people or of culture that make something like gives you this feeling of Moroccan.
This Moroccanness, the definition of this word will be very different from one to another, because everyone will define it through his experience lens. And for me, Morocco is a very rich culture, an old culture, where there is some First Nations are called Amazigh that really impacted the Moroccan culture. And they were the first people of Morocco, let's say. They are the descendants of the pharaoh of Egypt, and they were in North Africa for 4,000 years. So these people, they are close to like this shamanic world, close to nature, close to the earth. They have their own folklore, their own music, and they respect a lot nature, plants, and animals. So this is how I define Moroccanness, an old culture, very rich, where food, they are really picky. You can find it's very hard to cook Moroccan. This is why it's hard to find a good Moroccan restaurant, because it's a process that can take 3-4 hours. Moroccanness is more raffinated and something that takes time, something that is deeply roots in many generations. Yeah, this is how I define Moroccanness. And they are travelers. Really, the Moroccan people in the world, they are everywhere. They like to travel. There is Moroccan people in Europe, in North America. So it's people that don't stay a lot in their country. I will say they are nomads. And from my parents, from myself. So this is how I define Moroccanness. We are also very impacted by the French colonization. So very close to the European culture. So it's really a mix. It's very colorful. And also the strategic geography of Morocco is unique in this world, because they are in North Africa, but they have an opening on the Atlantic Sea. They have an opening on the Mediterranean Sea. So the food is very Mediterranean in the north, very traditional in the center and the west. And it's probably one of the countries, the smallest country in Africa, where you can experience skiing in the Atlas mountain, and then go in the desert in the south, and then go in the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea. So it's very colorful, and the strategic geography of Morocco is super rich. For Canada, the Canadianness is different, but somehow it's close as well, because in Canada as well we have this First Nation, this First people of Canada, who are close to earth, who are spiritually close to the plants, to the animals. So agriculture is very central in Morocco and in Canada. But Canada, people are more into sports, into hiking, into nature, and more independent as well. So in Canada, you learn to do everything by yourself. In Morocco, you always have someone to help you. It's very social, very Mediterranean. So you always have the people help each other. But in Canada, it's more independent. People help each other as well, but you learn to be an independent woman doing everything by yourself in Canada.
Do you like it or not, being an independent woman? Because you also said you're like Arab woman, which I have a little bit different view of.
It's always good to have the multiple experience. So yeah, experiencing both first is enriching, and second, it's made me realize what I want. Because if you have only one thing, if you experience only one side, you don't know what the other side looks like. But when you experience both, you're like, okay, no, this is what I like.
But actually, it's a very interesting topic. I didn't discuss it with anyone, but I thought of it a lot, because I'm also like, I'm a woman, and we always kind of offered like two roles, and where we must kind of pick, like, you're either an independent woman and you do a career and you're like so focused on that, or you're like a family woman who doesn't work, has kids, and like basically stays at home and like is being taken care of. Or like there is also a rare example of someone who is like doing everything and is completely burned out. And I think it's very challenging these days for a woman to kind of understand what shades of all of this you need to have, you need to be.
Yes.
Do you have the same feeling?
Absolutely. And I would say this is the part where I'm very grateful to the UAE, because I think that in the UAE, we have probably one of the biggest community of women entrepreneur. And this is because we have this possibility to raise kids and at the same time think about your career. In Canada, being an entrepreneur, if I chose to stay in Canada, I don't think that I would have the same opportunity to do it, because here you have to do everything with yourself. So probably you finish by burnout or just choosing the family first and raising your kids. But in the UAE, and this is why I'm very grateful to that, you have the opportunity to have your career and have support in your family duty.
What about support for women entrepreneurs community, as it's the biggest? Like, what kind of support do you see here in the UAE?
Dubai is, for me, the most dynamic place, probably one of the most dynamic place in the world. Like everything changed year after year. You see it. And the impact that it had on me, I will speak for myself, is that I became dynamic myself. When you live in a dynamic place, then you have this networking. It's not about Dubai itself. It's about the people that you meet in Dubai and the occasions and the opportunity that you have to meet with other people that have the same mindset, that have the same values. And this completely change, I will not say change you, but help this evolution process. You learn more, you meet more people, you create more opportunities. And the biggest community that I met in my life of entrepreneurs or of people that have this possibility to drive their career is in the UAE, because you always have these networking sessions, you always have these events, these conferences. So I think that we are very lucky. If someone wants to start a business, and especially a woman, the best place to do it is definitely in Dubai. You will have all the tools to make it happen. For me, I came from Canada 4 years ago with the 2 suitcases and only my skills in it, I would say, and meeting with people, the right people, talking about my mission, my vision, what I'm trying to achieve. I definitely got a lot of support. I got investors in, I got government support from Abu Dhabi and from Dubai. If you go out there in Dubai and try to make it happen, it will happen. When you try to come to the UAE, I say I came with my 2 suitcases, but when you come with a background, with some skills that you had developed, I had the chance to do it in the corporate world in Canada. When you bring some skills on the ground and you try to make it happen in the UAE, it's very important. I don't see when right after graduating, coming to Dubai, my experience would have been different, because I don't think that it's a good ground to learn skills, theoretical skills, I will say. So I had a chance to develop a skills background in Canada and bring this in the UAE and try to build something out of it in the UAE.
And this is a good moment to actually ask you to tell us what you do here, like about the vertical farms.
When I was working for the juice industry, the juice and beverages industry, I understood that everything starts from the fruits. That if you don't have the fruits, then you cannot make juices. If you want to make orange juice, if you don't have oranges, even if you have the whole equipment and the whole packaging, the orange is critical and very important. But the orange itself was limited by 2 resources that were limited, which are the arable land and the water. So I understood that if you want to grow fruits, which are critical in the food industry, if you don't have land and if you don't have water, then you cannot do it. And I started to learn about a method called aeroponic, which was experimented by the NASA in the early 90s. And it was growing fruits and vegetables in the air, so not using soil, and using 95% less water than traditional farming. So for me, it was like the Graal I was like, the problem is the fruit, and the fruit is limited by two resources. And then I have this method that I can grow vegetables without using a lot of water and no need of land. Let's experiment it. So, okay. And then I said, okay, if I had to not to experiment, but if I had to bring this technology to life and make it thrive, then where is the best place to do it, where everything is possible and where everything can happen? In Dubai. This is the place where the problem is super central, because there is no soil and there is no water. So if you try to make it happen, it's in that place, And so this is what I did. I went to Dubai with the aeroponic process, and I was like, this is what is going to happen. I brought the equipment to do it. I found the right partners, the right support, and I started my own farm in Dubai, in Al Khawanij, growing at first in the pilot phase 10 tons of vegetables per year. And then we decided, so vegetables, you have a lot, it can be greens, it can be tomatoes, it can be everything. And then we choose strawberries, because everyone likes strawberries. So I decided to go with the high value crops, because at the end of the day, it's business. And business, you need to make it happen, and you need to make money out of it. So the fruits that was more in demand was the strawberries. And then the fascination that I had for aeroponic, and I saw that there is not a lot of people who know about it. So this is why I decided as well to educate and help others to do it, because it's a method that for me can have a lot of added values in the world. So we started to work with universities, with schools, and teach people about aeroponic, how to grow vegetables using the aeroponic process. And now we have some towers in schools. Students love it. So we sell equipment to schools, teach them how to grow their own vegetables. And you cannot imagine the satisfaction and the feeling that I have when I see kids growing their own vegetables and getting fascinated and connected to the plant using the aeroponic towers. And actually, it really catched their mind, because as a human, agriculture is very central in our life since many, many, many years. Like all our ancestors, the connection that we have with agriculture is super, it's fascinating. It's spiritual. It's something that I never saw someone who doesn't care about a plant, really. And seeing it in kids, and after 30 days bringing their lettuce at home and showing it to their parents and say, Papa, Mama, this is my lettuce, I grow it. Like, you cannot eat it because it's my lettuce.
Realistically, what can you actually grow at home if you would want it? Like here in the UAE, and what makes sense to grow at home in terms of, I don't know, price quality?
So first, it depends on what you eat, because for me, I eat lettuce every day. So eating lettuce every day, you go to Carrefour, the price of it is 7 dirham. I mean, 7 to 10 to 12 dirham. And with our towers, you can grow 120 lettuce per month. So you can have infinite lettuce in your house. The herbs as well. So if you cook and you want to have some herbs, some lettuce, you can also grow strawberries, by the way. There is some basics that we educate about, but if you have the passion and you want to do it, it's easy. I will say it's easy. The theory behind it, the theory of aeroponic, is that you don't need a land, so you disconnect the farmer doesn't need to be in the land anymore. This is the method. This is the best part of it, because if I tell you, Nastya, do you want to grow your vegetables? You will say, I don't live in a farm. But you don't live to live in a farm anymore. You can do it in your office. You can do it in your apartment. So learning the method is the core component of the food security.
At least I have a little bit of this stereotype that if something is grown not like in the natural soil, it means that it's kind of artificial and not good enough.
Yes, this is as well one of the hurdles that we had and the obstacles. And this is why I did some tests on the product that I'm growing. The literature and the theory about it, there is a lot of research done by the NASA proving that the product that is grown using aeroponic has a better nutrient uptake or a similar to the one that is grown on the soil. So the theory was already validated by the research community and the academy. And I did this test with my strawberries. And then I found out that the vitamin C uptake and the iron uptake are higher than the produce that is already in the shelf. And other nutrients are 2 to 3 times higher as well. So the produce is very nutritious because we go back, it's as I say, it's how you look about it. A plant, what a plant need to grow, it need water, light, air, and nutrients. So if you give to the plant these 4 components, that doesn't care if it's in a soil or in a tower, you know. So it's really changing the mindset that is more difficult in my business. But when people start to get the interest and start to get educated and learn about it, they understood that the taste is better, the quality of it is better, it's locally grown, and the nutrients uptake as well is higher. So there is nothing wrong about it. There is only advantages. I would say I was trying to find, I criticize myself by myself, and I was like, are you sure of what you are doing? Yes, I'm sure, because the literature is there and the experimental part as well is there. So when we started, there was not a lot of companies doing this. But nowadays, and you will start to see them more and more because more people realize that it's good to do it. And the population is growing, Nastya. We will be 10 billion people by 2050. We cannot continue to feed this population with the limited resources that we have. There is less arable land. The quality of the soil is getting worse and worse. The water demand will increase as well. So we don't have any choice to start to innovate in agriculture. Agriculture is the oldest method in the world, I will say. We are doing the same thing since 10,000 years, but maybe less. But we have to innovate in it. And methods like hydroponic and aeroponic prove themselves. So the change will happen. It will add. There will be traditional farming and there will be indoor or vertical farming. Either we want it or not. This will happen because we need to feed this population.
Okay, I have a couple of more questions regarding, let's say, more entrepreneurship side of you and maybe like business culture here in the UAE. So first one, you said, I found right partners fast. So who are your partners and how did you find them fast and how were you sure that they are right? Because finding a partner is always a very, very big headache in every business.
That's true. And I would say that one of the biggest obstacles in the UAE is that you have a lot of choices. And this is where you really need to sit with yourself and make sure that you are taking the right decision. So it's very important to take the time before making any move that can be critical to the business. And the moves that are critical to the business is first the license. This is where I think that listening and getting some support from Movingo is very important. Choose the right license, anything that is related to legal. And then there is the office rent or the facility rent. I decided to set up my farm in my Emiratis partner farm. So it's a local farm in Dubai that already exists since many years. And I took the time to talk to my Emirati partner, see if we have the same values, if we have the same vision, if we have the same mission, if he supports what I like. I saw the passion in his eyes for agriculture. So it was not just, can we make money tomorrow? Because in agriculture, you cannot make money the day after. You cannot push on a lettuce to make it grow. You have to give her the time to grow. And this is, when you take some decisions that are critical to your business, you need to really evaluate them. You have to dig deeper. You cannot just see it and believe it. You have to dig deeper and really consult yourself and take the time to listen to your heart, because your heart will talk to you. I think that the spiritual component in business is very important, because this is what feeds your instinct. So you have to be connected to your instinct and feel the right people, because when someone is coming in your life for a purpose, you feel it inside.
That's very deep.
In Dubai, being in a dynamic place like that, I think that's taking the time to ground yourself and listen to yourself is more important than never. So if you don't take the time to, if you're just here and being in this dynamic tornado of Dubai and not taking the time to ground yourself, it's gonna be hard for you to make it happen. The recipe, Nastya, is really to meet with different people, many times. Before taking a decision like this, you need to take the time to evaluate. I'm not saying that you need to evaluate for 2 years, but if you are thinking of it, let's take at least 3 months and meet with them, sit with them, eat with them, spend time with them, get to know them, really ask about their values, judge their action, not their words, see how they behave, see how they act in the day-to-day life. Because this is important. When we are taking a business partner, it's like marriage. So it's like dating. I mean, you have to date these people. And really, not only like in a business environment. Go together, not only in a coffee, go together for an activity and see how they are behaving. And not only, as I said, not only Emiratis. If people, for example, from Russia come, then they have to do it with other people from Russia, or even in French people or any other culture that you feel that you are connected to, and date them. This is the thing, date them.
And I have one final question that I ask to every guest who comes to our podcast. So if you could name one character trait of an American or Canadian person that you really love and adore and respect, and you wish every person on earth had it, and it will make this planet a better place, what would be this character trait?
It's empathy. Empathy for me is central in anything, because if you are able to understand how others behave and what they can feel, it helps you a lot in life. And it's not only helping you, because helping you is a little bit egocentric, but you can have a better impact. For me, as a manager of an international team, I will say, understanding my team, how they behave, what it takes for them to thrive, what they like to do at work is very important. And if you don't understand that, then your teamwork will be a disaster. And so having the empathy and understanding this aspect of them and respect it is very important to build a strong team. I mean, there is some tasks that if I ask my Moroccan employee to do, he will struggle. He will do it by respect for me, but he will struggle. And if I ask my Canadian employee to do it, he will love it and he will find it super easy. So being able to understand that with empathy and respect it is central. And ask yourself how other people can think, how they can see it, and not just asking yourself, but really feeling it. Because my Emirati partner, who is my partner and my investor, has his own character. And if you are not able to size that, to understand it, to respect it, and to take it into account, then I would have been rejected from my farm many years ago. I'm very lucky, and I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to experience that in Dubai, because when I was in Canada, everyone was Canadian and they were all it was the same culture. So you just have like one work code, I will say, to follow, and it's easy. Then you know how everyone will act, what they like, what they how they behave. But when you are in Dubai and you have such a colorful, such a colorful team, at the beginning, I was like, oh my God, it will never happen. But when you are able to make work this orchestra, oh my God, it's when I see now, and it happened to me just this summer. This summer, I saw my team working and I was like, this is so beautiful that we were able to reach that they were all working toward the same goal and different cultures and in harmony. I was like, this is like the magic ingredient is really empathy. The magic ingredient is really empathy. You cannot say this is how it works and this is how you should do it. Because people, they will do it, but they will struggle. But when you understand their color, when you understand how they see things, it's really beautiful.
It is indeed. And I think it's like an amazing thought to end our conversation. Thank you very much. It was very insightful for me, and I'm very excited to see the final result.
Thank you so much, Nastya. It was a pleasure to talk to you as well. And as I told you, I'm still waiting for you to come and visit the farm. So I hope that you will do it very soon. Yes.
And a quick reminder, this season is sponsored by Flower Wow, a marketplace where you can find the right gift for your loved ones. Download the app through the link in the description. Use the promo code CULTURE, it's CULTURE, to get a 15% discount on anything you want. This discount works until December 2024. By supporting our sponsors, you support us. Thank you so much. We will hear each other quite soon.